Nadine Dorries has been one of the only people to stick by Boris Johnson, but she's got experience of humiliating situations. The Culture Secretary, who stood by the Prime Minister's side during his resignation speech outside No. 10 on Thursday, has been labelled delusional over her support for Mr. Johnson. And since her promotion in September last year, Dorries has become famous for a number of hilarious gaffes and awkward blunders. But none of them compare to what she went through during her short stint on I'm a Celebrity back in 2012, when she took time off from Parliament to enter the Australian jungle. The Mid-Bedfordshire MP, as the first serving MP to take part in the reality TV show, faced a barrage of criticism from within the Conservative Party. Dorries was suspended from the party whip by Chief Whip, Sir George Young, and her constituency chairman also said he had been unaware of her involvement in the popular series. Get the news you want straight to your inbox. Sign up for a Mirror newsletter here. Labour branded the Tory MP shameless over her decision to go down under, but Dorries tried to justify it by claiming she would use the platform to discuss issues. She told The Sun, "I'm doing the show because 16 million people watch it. If people are watching I'm a Celebrity, that is where MPs should be going. I'm not going in there to upset people, but I have opinions." The controversy was very similar to when George Galloway, then MP for Bethnal Green and Bow, appeared on Celebrity Big Brother in 2006. When Labour accused the Prime Minister, David Cameron at the time, of showing weak leadership, he replied, "Nadine Dorries can speak for herself on this issue." While Theresa May, who was Home Secretary at the time, said, "Frankly, I think an MP's job is in their constituency and in the House of Commons." Nadine was voted to take part in the first two Bush Tucker trials by the public alongside former Coronation Street actress Helen Flanagan. The first one, Bug Burial, involved the pair surviving 10 minutes underground with jungle creatures in a locked coffin. Helen only managed 5 seconds, while Nadine stayed in for 4 minutes, but it was not long enough to win any food for her camp. The following day, the pair went head-to-head in stomach-churning eating challenge Rotten Rhymes, which left the politician retching at one stage as she tried to swallow a rotten egg. Presenters Ant McPartlin and Dec Donnelly couldn't hide their joy as they watched the MP struggling with her meals and pulling some strange faces in the process. Dorries gobbled down a baked spider, an ostrich anus, lamb testicle and a camel toe, but failed to chow down on the fermented duck egg and spat it out. "It's impossible to chew," said Nadine before she started gagging on the camel toe, prompting fears she would be sick. After doing enough to win the trial, Dorries admitted, "I feel sick as a dog." Nadine only lasted 12 days in the jungle as she was the first contestant to be given the boot, telling Ant and Dec it was a fascinating experience. "I actually came here self-important for a few days, but am not now," she explained. "I needed that missile and I think all MPs need that. I came from a council estate and never thought I was like that, but I was. I'm not now." When asked if she felt she had achieved her aim in raising awareness of issues, she said, "I don't know what people have seen, but I have had some fascinating conversations in there. It's been a fascinating experience. I think it is important that MPs realize that you need to go where the public go. More people vote on X Factor and I'm a Celebrity than they do in the general elections. MPs need to go where people vote. Dorries sat as an independent MP but did manage to regain the Conservative whip in May 2013, even though George Osborne reportedly objected. When Johnson became Prime Minister in July 2019, Dorries was appointed as Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State for Mental Health, Suicide Prevention, and Patient Safety. In May 2020 she was promoted to Minister of State for Mental Health, Suicide Prevention and Patient Safety before getting her current role as Secretary of State for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport last September. But her time in the jungle still comes back to haunt her, with Tory backbencher William Ragg MP mocking her in the House of Commons last month. The pair had beef after Ragg announced he was one of a handful of MPs who called for a no-confidence vote on Johnson's leadership. Dorries said, "It is just attention-seeking behaviour from William Ragg, who has been a constant critic of the Prime Minister, who delivered us the greatest majority since Margaret Thatcher." However, he got his revenge in front of the entire House by saying, "I presume Nadine Dorries was wheeled out for the nation's entertainment, rather than its edification. It was quite astonishing." Do you have a story to share? Email webfeatures@trinitymirror.com.